Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. And what will they say this week? What outlandish claims will they make? What part of cruising has just pissed them off so much that they have to write in these types of comments? Well, I tell you what, let's jump into the comments and let's see what do they have to say this week. First up, we have a cruise that has just been utterly ruined over a missed cruise port. In missing ports, it happens. Weather is usually the big factor in why you cannot go into a cruise port. But look, it is part of cruising. But to come on and say, now my cruise is ruined, it's just so dramatic. We missed Princess Keys today because it was too rough and windy. That is what they said in the announcement. None of us agree. The sea was calm. I have two children. This is their spring break. They are 8 years and 11 years. They had been so excited to be on the beach. The front desk people said, "You do not compensate. They will not do anything for the children. You should open the arcade for free playing at least. The money is more important than the happiness of my children," is what you are saying. This is not fair to our children. Their cruise is ruined. Couldn't go to Princess Keys because it was too windy. The weather was too bad. At least that's according to the captain. But you know, we just don't agree. None of us agree with the captain. Our years and years of maritime experience say that we don't agree. The captain must be wrong. And they went down to the front desk because the children, the little children, they must be compensated. The little children, their cruise is so ruined. And the only thing that can save the day is free play in the arcade because we couldn't go to Princess Key. I know it's been said time after time after time that the safety of the passengers, the ship, and the crew will always be number one with the captain. And if the captain says, we can't go there over weather, that means you can't go there over weather. And honestly, how many years of maritime experience do you have for you to go, well, we just don't agree with him, he's obviously wrong? And if a cruise ship misses a port, no, you're not entitled to compensation. No, you don't get free play in the arcade for your children. Believe me, there is plenty to do around the cruise ship for the kids. And if you let something like a missed port ruin your entire cruise, then you know what? Cruising is just not for you. But let me throw it over there to you guys. Do you think that everybody there agreed that the captain must be wrong? Do you think they should have been compensated? Do you think the arcade should have been open for free play for the children? And if this was you, would your cruise really be ruined? Main dining room snobbiness. That I can't really call it anything other than snobbiness because people are still affected by what other people wear. Somehow your food will just taste different if somebody else in the dining room is wearing something that you don't think is right. And we see these comments all the time. I had to look at a veteran wear a hat. This person over here was wearing jeans. It ruined my dining experience. Well, for this person, they have a solution to it. I think there should be 2 split dining halls. One for those of us who uphold the cruise tradition of formal night. Only those men with a long evening gown or cocktail dress for ladies would be allowed to be there. The other dining hall could be for everyone else, where they can wear whatever they want. There is no reason I can see why this would not be popular. We should not have to see jeans and t-shirts and baseball hats. Let them eat with their own kind, I say. Let them eat with their own kind. I want to let that sink in just for a second, that the type of mentality that this person has. Let them eat with their own kind. I mean, this is just one step away from going, oh, you're not wearing a tuxedo and a tie and a formal ball gown. Oh, you're gonna need to use the back entrance over there. Now, I know there are people that like to dress up when they go to the main dining room. Nothing wrong with that. But I do think there is a certain segment of cruisers that cannot get past the old traditional way of cruising. They just can't get with the more modern version of cruising where formal night has become less and less important and it's become more about comfort and enjoyment on vacation. Particularly on cruise lines like Carnival Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, your family-friendly cruise lines. Clearly some people out there cannot change. But to write a comment and say, look, we should be separated. We should be segregated. I don't want to have to be in a room with people that would wear jeans. That's awful. That's horrible. They should only have to be with their own kind. What kind is that? Fellow cruisers? Others out enjoying their cruise vacation? I'm curious. I would like this person to know, what kind of people are they talking about? But let me ask you guys, what do you guys think? Should there be two separate dining rooms? Should there be a dining room just for those that want to dress up super, super fancy? And should those that don't want to be dressed up super, super fancy, should they be separated? Should they be segregated? Should they have to only hang out with their own kind? Now, cruisers know that when you book things on a cruise ship, you prepay. You prepay for excursions, you prepay for your dining packages, you prepay for your Wi-Fi, your drink packages. Prepaying for things on a cruise, well, that's normal. And it's not just cruises. There are land-based vacations that you prepay for. If you go to an all-inclusive resort, you're going to prepay. You don't pay at the end. If you go to someplace like Disney World, you're going to prepay. If you book dining reservations, especially at some of their more expensive restaurants, you will prepay. When it comes to travel, that is a fairly normal thing. And my question to you is, are you insulted because you have to prepay for things? Because according to this person, it is insulting. I want to reserve dinner for all 5 of us at the steak restaurant on the Jubilee for my daughter's college graduation cruise. I could not believe that I was asked to pay up front. I expect you will tell me this is because a small percentage of passengers are no-shows some of the time. Not my problem. Making us all pay up front is insulting. This is an obvious money grab. Why should we have to do this? Nobody is okay with this. So this person wanted reservations at the steakhouse, wanted to book it ahead of time. Cruising, travel, we book ahead of time. We pay ahead of time. All right, I'm tracking so far. And according to them, they do this, because people might not show up if they just have reservations. Well, yeah, that could make sense. You don't want people booking a bunch of reservations that they don't have to pay for because they probably don't have the intention of showing up. If you pre-charge for these things, they are more likely to show up, and they're not going to make a bunch of reservations and go, well, I'll make reservations all over the place, and then later I'll just cancel the ones I don't want. A lot of that goes away when you have people prepay. But according to them, that's not their problem. And making them pay up front, well, that's just insulting. It's just a money grab. Well, I guess I must be, off in my own world because I don't see how this is insulting. I want to eat at this specialty restaurant. I'm going to pre-book this specialty restaurant so I know I've got a spot. I'm going to prepay for it. Well, now I know my dinner's paid for. I guess I'm just missing the part where I'm supposed to be insulted. And finally, nobody is okay with this. Well, I must be nobody. I'm a nobody. Anybody who prepays and is okay with it, you are now a nobody because nobody is okay with this. I'm okay with it. Are you okay with it? Do you feel insulted? Do you think the cruise lines are just trying to do a money grab by having you pay for your specialty dining reservations ahead of time? In the grand scheme of a cruise vacation, if you prepay for your steakhouse dinner, You go in, you sit down, you enjoy your dinner, you eat all of your food. How much does it really matter that the meal is now over and you're like, well, I've already paid for this. I don't have to worry about it. Versus someone bringing you a bill and you paying for it right then and there. I don't know. I guess I missed the point of why this is really a big deal, but let me throw it over there to you guys. Is prepaying for dining reservations on board a cruise ship, is that insulting? And is this truly something that nobody is okay with? And that's going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. Are these people right? Are these people wrong? Are they speaking for us? Do they know how we all should be cruising? Should we all be insulted? Should we all be compensated? And should we all have to go eat in a dining room, eating only with our kind?